What's up, everybody? It's Fendi and Ipangu here to bring you all East Coast Cruise Finals between Midwest and Florida. Zane, Ipangu, I don't know which one you prefer. It's good to see you, man. It's been a while.
See you too, Fendi. Just call me Zane. Just call me Zane.
Zane. Just call you Zane.
It's been a while. It has been a while since we've been able to even be on screen together, much less in the same room. I'm really excited for these crews, man. I feel like this is sort of the de facto finals. You know, I don't know if the West Coast crews have what it takes to beat either of these teams, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And for those that haven't been following along, so this is basically our effective semifinal for crews. Again, we've got Midwest versus Florida, and on the other side of the bracket, we've got our West Coast semifinal per se, and that is Pacific Northwest versus Arizona, because both of those teams actually upset the SoCal and NorCal crews. I can't even tell you, in the last time that we had a cruise event that didn't have a California crew in the finals, let alone in the semifinals, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think, was there that one, maybe there was one where Europe versus Florida was a final? I don't know, man. Crew battles, it used to be a big thing for a crew battle to happen. Not that it's not a big thing now, but this one feels especially hyped to me. It feels like it's been a while since we had all the regions together, and there was a period where there were just like so many crew battles in a row. I honestly couldn't keep track, but it's been a while since we had a really good one. So I'm excited for this.
Me too. And also, not only do we have all of the crews, but in particular this crew battle, we have probably the best representation in terms of the talent that are in those regions. I think, you know, our Florida lineup for this specific crew battle is Wizzy, Gatsu, Plup, Panda, and
Crudo.
And Forest. Or Crudo, okay. Yeah, and so that is, you know, pretty much the best that you could possibly ask for, outside of maybe Hungry Box and Mewtwo King, but that's a pretty stacked lineup. And then on the Midwestern side, you've got, you know, a lot of the players that have really been holding it down in terms of attending, you know, rollback tournaments and Slippy events. And so you've got Ginger, you've got The Real Thing, you've got Kuyashi, you've got Dreffin, you've got Ben, you've got Free Palestine, and
Zamu is the seventh one there.
Right.
Yeah, right. And it's gonna be Free Palestine and Kuyashi, who aren't in the 5 for this crew battle. Which, I mean, it's a pretty fearsome crew either way. But I'd say they probably put their strongest 5 forward, with Zamu and Dreffin, you know, being the ones to round out, and The Real Thing.
Yeah, I very much agree, and so it's so interesting to see, as someone who, you know, cut their teeth playing Melee of the Midwest and seeing a number of iterations of the Midwestern crew, whether it was at Fight Pits or, you know, Carol Fests or Big Houses. Obviously, you know, it's been a very significant transformation from the crews that featured, you know, Duck and Kalamazoo and KJH and
the Goon Squad
and
the Goon Squad,
right, and even Prince Abu, a bait, right? This is Ginger is probably the only one, and maybe
only holdover. I feel like I can remember a Big House crew where it was you know, it was Kalindi, Abu, Duck, maybe even Keizu still was like repping the Midwest back then, and then Ginger, and like all of those players are no longer on this crew, but it's still such a fearsome crew. I mean, a lot of these players, Ben is arguably like top 20, top 30 in the online era by himself. Yeah. So.
And I mean, you saw it in the finale of theirs, the East Coast semifinal, where they played against Eastern Canada, where it came down to the literal last hit between Ginger and None to make it to this East Coast Cruise final. So I mean, they've shown they've got the mettle, they've got the ability to get here. But I think you're right. You know, this is a really tall task, right? There's no way around it. This is, you know, probably the prohibitive favorite. If you were playing this on LAN, obviously things are going to be a little bit different on Slippy. But again, you've got Plup, you've got Wizzy, you've got Gatsu. Right, like those 3 alone will give you, you know, a shot to win against any other top 3 sort of trio in any crew. And so we saw Plup, I think, take 8 or 9 stocks earlier this their cruise run. Like, he's been playing hot. It's great to see an engaged and active Plup. And so, you know, everything else will just kind of round out for them. I think it'll all be kind of icing on the cake. But it'll be really interesting. So our starters here today, we've got, speaking of Wizzy, so Wizzy is the starter for Florida, and the Midwest will be sending in The Real Thing. So we've got Falcon Falco to start us off. And Zane, I know how much you love to pontificate on that matchup. So, you know, obviously, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. There are levels to this. If you're taking a one-on-one, you're probably taking Wizzy, right?
Yeah,
so what are
sure.
the keys that TRT, you know, if he's going to pull this off, if he's going to stake the Midwest, the counter pick advantage, what does he need to do to make that happen?
I would say he should be practicing for the next 15 minutes where we wait for Wizzy to come back and play this first match. I really appreciate that Florida put him first so we don't get this waiting time in the middle of the crew battle. But no, for real, I mean, listen, I like to talk about this matchup, but I think the true apostle of this matchup is Chef Rock, who is one of Wizzy's most frequent training partners. Chef Rock posted an incredible how to play the Falcon versus Falco matchup in 2 minutes video about a month ago or so. Go check that out.
I love those 2-minute videos that he has.
Yeah.
He just did one for Marth too, and it made me a sad boy. But
I think it's helpful no matter what character you play, whether you play Falcon, whether you play Marth, whether you play Falco, or you play someone different. He's so good at like breaking down, I think, the ways that you should maybe establish a game plan that they're just really useful to look at no matter what, But some of the stuff that Chef Rock is really big on in this matchup is being able to chump check Falco's approaches a little bit, make him work for it. Falcos can get in a lot of the time what seems like for free, but Chef Rock is a big proponent of just, jabbing the Falco out of the air because it can truly trade with down air or something, and then Falcon can get the hit off of that. I would say from the Falco perspective, obviously what you want to do is you want to abuse Falcon's bad out of shield options. You almost don't even want to go for traditionally good shield pressure against Falcon because it ends up lining up in a way where stomp out a shield can beat you if you go for like double shine pressure or something. A lot of the time you just want to force an option and then chase him down, right? Because his out of shield options are so bad. But that's also scary against Wizzy because we know how good he is at precisely controlling his character to, do the Wizzy stomp, the Lord stomp, that sort of stuff, these little micro spacings that can make scrapping with a Falcon in close range a little bit scarier than it usually feels like in this matchup,
Yeah. And so I think in particular, if TRT is going to have a shot too, right, it's going to be, you can't get flustered, you can't get frustrated. And I know this is sort of evolving beyond the specific matchup parameters, but if Wizzy, already doing his pregame icing out, you got to stay composed, you got to stay relaxed, and if you get, grabbed or knocked down, just don't freak out, right? Because if you start to force it, Wizzy is going to be able to capitalize on your unforced errors probably harder than almost anybody out there right now.
Oh yeah.
So if you're gonna, it's gonna be really interesting. I think we'll see where they might want to decide to start to. If TRT is going to do everything he can to keep the space confined. It looks like we're on Battlefield. So we'll see if that ends up being the starter. That wouldn't be super surprising to me. If you're the real thing, I think you wanted to try and bring it in as much as possible, right? You wanted to give yourselves a little bit lower platform heights to continue your combos. Yeah. And you also wanted to make it a little bit easier to kill Wizro because he's going to do everything in his power. I think something that I really appreciate about Wizro's gameplay that is maybe not as highlighted as much as his very methodical flowchart punish game is his really slight tricky recoveries that make it a little bit harder to edge guard him than I think the average top level Falcon. And so a lot of really creative uses on the fade backs, a lot of he's not quite the edge cancel master in the ways that I think Nun and SJ are. Yeah. But it still makes it really tricky to kill him. So I think part of that too is just that when Wizzy gets hit in a tech situation, he's always going to tech. And because he always knows that he's going to tech, he always has the next step out after that, right? He has the bear off of the wall jump, or he has something coming out afterwards. He'll even use side B to recover sometimes. He really is a very tricky guy to edge guard, and his proficiency at SDI and teching does not make it any easier for the other character. Yeah. All right, so we're still waiting, but it looks like we do have both players hanging out here and warming up a little bit. So I'm interested to see. Let's theory craft a little bit in terms of if TRT is able to pull off this upset, or quote unquote upset. Sure. It is just 4 stocks of 4. Anything can happen. If you're Florida, you've arguably lost your first or second best player, right? You're kind of doing there's kind of 2 crew schools of thought, right? You either put out one of your best players immediately to try and stake yourself a lead, get the counter pick advantage, or you save yourself for your best players as anchors, which it looks like is what Midwest is doing. So if this goes poorly for Florida and Midwest is able to sneak in that first 4 stocks, what should Florida's immediate plan be to get that back? Do you just immediately follow that up with another strong player? Or do you think maybe it's time to send in a Crudo or a Panda? Because again, 2 great players in their own right, but just a little bit down beneath the trio. But it looks like, nope. I was gonna say, I can't tell if we're starting. I think we're in.
We're starting. Ooh, I love that little laser extension there from the real thing, as opposed to trying to get him with an aerial or something. Just take the guaranteed damage, reset the situation. I like it. Great dash back by Wizzy though. That's another thing you want to look out for in this matchup.
Yeah, I was going to say the way that the real thing started out the first 20 so seconds of the game, just really picking and choosing his spots, and I love that. Just wait out, because if you don't sweet spot that up B as Falcon and his little arms reach right above the stage, you just put a down air out and you're able to get a clean spike. So that was a really nice start by TRT. He's already popping off, but yeah, there it is. Just go down.
Wizzy. No, an SD from Wizzy. Oh, your theory crafting is about to become reality. It feels like this is a huge lead to start with for Midwest.
That was a full stock swing. Wizzy was in position to end that with the back air, and instead just whiffed it. And then the shine spike was that is a huge pickup for the Midwest. And now you see TRT just playing with a little bit more space, doing the lasers. He's not forcing anything, because if you got a big lead like this, you don't have to get cute. You could just build that percent, because if you trade stocks, you're gonna come out on top.
Yeah, I agree. I love the way that the real thing is playing. He is going to die here, but the way that he's just sort of threatening an approach and then sort of waiting for Wizzy to bite is really, really nice. I think it's a good way when you're ahead to play this matchup.
He just got Wizzy pinned in the corner. I love that little dash dance, and he got around the down smash, but a double dip? No, but oh my god, another gift. And is the real thing potentially gonna 3-stock Wizzy here to start off this crew battle? That would be insane.
Oh, tech chase on the platform. Shout outs to Yor. I love everything the real thing has done. Wizzy manages to get out, but just that 50%. Now any trades or anything will be huge for the real thing too.
Oh, nice slide off. That was key. Wizzy was looking for something. This is insane. Are we sure this is the real thing and not like Mango? He is cooking Wizzy right now.
Oh, I love that movement too. He's so good at just putting on the jets and then immediately pumping the brakes, saying, hey, here's a timing mix up. 3-stock, 3-stock. Huge.
The real thing just absolutely taking it to Wizrobe. And I think if you're the Midwest, that is the best possible outcome you could have possibly dreamed of. Right? So not only do you get counter pick advantage, but you take out Florida's one of their best players. And he could still very easily get a few more stocks. You only lost 1. That is an amazing start for TRT. And, if you're Florida, you got to rack your brains quickly on this one. That was tough.
I see Zamu in chat saying that this is the first time the real thing touched a controller today. Wizzy waited 15 minutes, and then the real thing was sitting there at his desk, controller in front of him, staring at the screen. He wasn't doing anything else. He was just waiting. And then as soon as the match started, he picked it up and started to play. That's what I imagine.
That is so next level. And to come out and give your crew exactly what they need is just nuts. So I think, all right, so we were playing out some hypotheticals a little bit earlier. So if you're Florida here, you just got, you got your ass handed to you. There's no other way around it. So do you have to put in but also
you have to put in someone pretty good now, I feel like. I
think you got to put in Plug, because
it's what it feels like, right?
Yeah, you just saw what he did to a Falcon. Why would you send in Gatsu?
No.
I think, and we know how good TRT is against space animals, so sending out someone like Panda doesn't really make a ton of sense. But I don't know. That was just really unexpected. I'm not even gonna lie, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I do have to say that it did look like Wizzy was a little off. There were definitely some SDs, some flubs. The really big recoveries that we were saying were gonna happen, the tricky recoveries, more often were tricky ways to die. So yeah, maybe you can take that with a bit of a grain of salt, but I agree. I feel like it's got to be one of the Sheiks, either Pluck or Crudo, right?
Crudo. Yeah, so they're sending in Crudo, which not super surprising. Yeah, and so you get, I believe in these crews it's pure counter pick. I don't believe you get a ban. So Crudo can take him if he wants to go to Fountain or if he wants to play a little bit more of a yep, there you go. It's a Squat Farmer 69. I love that. I love when you get to see the slippy tags of the top players that you may not know you're actually running into.
Oh, they're very good. Cactuar's slippy tag is the Bulgogi Blade. I love that one. So funny.
And like, unless you're actively watching None stream, you just have no idea. That happened to me. So I ran into someone named, they were setting up for the Octagon, and I ran into a Black Falcon that was the Octagon 2 fan. And I was like, I think this is None. And then just the first game we played, he just clapped me and 3-stocked me, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely None. And then I went to his stream, and there, lo and behold, was None. But he loves to switch it up. You've got like, obviously you've got Bond, and you've got WizzyFan123, probably in shambles at the moment. You've got Kept You Waiting. I love to see all the little ones. I mean, you see a lot of good ones on, if you don't follow, Curse Slippy Tags on Twitter, that's a gold mine.
It is funny. Yeah, I think Magi's is not good enough, right? Something like that right now. Yeah.
All right, so into it again on Battlefield, not Fountain. And so we're going to see if TRT can do exactly what he did in the first match against Wizzy, where he just spaced it out, found his openings, didn't overcommit. Because it's, in a lot of ways, it's very similar, right? You get a knockdown, you get a down throw, you have an opportunity to really, capitalize. But great corner pressure. I love that by Crudo, just not letting TRT escape.
Yeah,
fair to close out the stock.
I think so far it's been all counterattack for Crudo. His nair's out of shield, his ability to just space around and hit. Like, even that's a super soft commit from the real thing, that empty land short hop in. But Crudo knows how to counterplay it, right? He's just a little bit ahead. Ooh, big punish though.
Oh, I love that shield stop grab, but a great slide off fair from Crudo to break that up. And that was a real quick 90+%. And he's been doing, so I like that the real thing picked up on the platform waveland immediate fair that Crudo's been doing.
Yeah.
And he just faded back a little bit, waited for the laser opportunity, and the shine up air is going to get the stock done. So already, again, TRT with 5, very easily could get a couple more.
Oh,
he has no jump.
Oh, Crudo, what? That could have been so much more. The real thing retreating into the corner again. Yeah.
Great spacing by Crudo. Like, he's just doing, a lot of auto cancel fairs. He's not really looking to get, stuck in his shields.
Yeah, there's a specific short hop height for Sheik where, Sheik's big short hop is not always the best thing, but you can actually short hop over lasers and then do an auto cancel fair to punish the Falco coming down a lot of the time. Good odds attack, but this is 2021. People are ready for that now.
Yeah. It's a big moment right here with TRT already picking up 50% on Crudo. If he can get this stock and get 6, that's a huge difference. And great tech immediately by Crudo there. He was looking for the double dip.
Yeah. The defensive counterplay from both players has been really strong this entire time.
Oh my god, he just was waiting that out. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice recovery by Crudo.
Crudo wants to take
a big moment for him.
He wants to keep this stock so bad. That's going to do it. He's going to taunt.
Oh. Wow. Cheeky. No need for an edge guard there. I mean, honestly, like, good realization by him. And so, great stuff by Crudo to only lose 1, picking up 3. But again, you got to give a lot of props to the real thing for getting 5 stocks. Again, 4 of them from Wizzy. That is more than you could possibly have asked from him. So good stuff to TRT. But honestly, again, that Sheik pick, the Crudo pick, really worked out for Florida. Immediately stemmed the bleeding. And so, again, now you lost counter pick, but you're only down a stock, right?
Yeah. Crudo managed to sort of equalize that lead. Like, obviously it's not equal, but what looked like a pretty dire situation for Florida has now become very, very, very doable again, especially because Crudo's playing hot, man. Like, from that, it's clear that he's playing really good.
Right. It wasn't, I think you kind of nailed it with the first game between TRT and Wizzy, where Wizzy kind of looked out of sorts. We saw some SDs. He wasn't looking super sharp, right? And then Crudo came in and beat TRT when he was already playing at that level. So it's going to be tough. So I think if you're the Midwest, you've got, a couple of options. You can either do a Sheik Ditto if you want to send in Ben or Dreffin, or you can send in a Space Animal and send in Zamu or Ginger. And I think, I would not be surprised if they did send in Zamu to get
that's how I feel.
Sheik. Yeah, and I know in particular, Zamu's got a lot of East Coast rollback playing with Suezo and
Hmm.
Skurzo, and there's a lot of really good Sheiks. Even like Ben, there's a lot of really good Sheiks that East Coast Foxes have been able to get a lot of good playing time in. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that's where they end up deciding to go. Because I would be surprised if Midwest did anything other than save Ginger for the very end. Right?
I agree. I think Ginger and Ben are going to be the anchors most likely in general.
Yeah.
Maybe Dreffen for some sort of. Yeah, I don't know. Dreffen's got a bit of an X factor too.
Yeah.
But I do think that.
Oh, it's gonna be Dreffen.
Oh,
We're
it's
gonna
gonna be
see Ditto.
Dreffen. Cheek Ditto. I mean, Dreffen will chain grab you. So I think
Yeah.
Crudo will too. But Dreffen's been holding Sheiks near and dear to him for about 16 years now. So this is not something he's unfamiliar with.
Arguably one of his best and most consequential wins in his career
Shroomed.
period is beating Shroom, right, to qualify for Summit. And so, that was also, I believe that was a 3-1, right? It didn't even come down to last game. So, again, a long time ago, that was honestly, like 2019, which is
2019,
truly an eternity, especially as we have been cutting our teeth on Slippy for the better part of a year now, which is exciting and amazing. And again, really, really glad to be able to host and do events like this. It is really something else. And so, grab Grabberton, which is very appropriate. That's
I think Dreffen's two main tools in this matchup are spot dodge and the Z button. Or maybe he's one of those people who grabs with L and A. I don't know about Dreffen's controller layout, but if you go back and watch that a snippet of that Shroomed versus Dreffen set right now, what you'll see a lot of is it's not just all spot dodge and grab for Dreffen, it's also the most ridiculous attempts at conditioning you've ever seen. And I say that in a good way mostly because he gets Shroomed just rolling across the stage when Dreffen is just walking at him. Sometimes it looks pretty ridiculous, but Dreffen is a player who really wants to stare deep into your soul and then grab that soul and down throw it.
One of my favorite prime examples of Dreffen conditioning is watch it right now, is how many times he will just double jump and then just dare on you, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the things, he just comes down, no holds barred from the top rope, looking for the down air. And it's going to be interesting to see how much that will get him mileage against a character like Sheath that can also just crouch cancel it, right? So I think it'll be something to pick up on if, again, and it may not work for the first few times, but I guarantee you Dreffen will just continue to do it. It's in his blood. It's who he is as a person. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? 16 years later, and he's still out here. So Dreamland is the pick. Again,
He just did like 4 dares in a row on the platform.
There's another, see? Just
damn.
There it is.
Damn.
See, and there's
oh my
punish.
God. Dreffen is wild.
Truly, it just doesn't stop. I thought I was gonna get a couple. I did not think that it was gonna be the first 30 seconds of the match, right? That's something else. But nice. I like that Crudo. He's not getting. He's staying with it. Oh, there's a chain grab. So Crudo missing his first couple of chain grab attempts, and Dreffen's like, let me show you how it's done.
We're about to get past the percent where Dreffen's gonna have to choose something. Platform is there. Dreffen dash attacks. Weird. Okay, DIing out, so he's actually gonna get grabbed another time. He just wants to get to center stage there so that he gets sent the least far off stage as possible.
Yep. Oh, and he does get that. I actually like that play by Crudo a lot. You're over 120%. You might as well make a play. And again, I think if you're trading stocks here as Crudo, if you can get a couple more from Dreffen, then you've also done your job, right? You get 3 from TRT, but oh wow,
dude, that's
there's a
full
bunch
hop.
of percent.
That's literally the conditioning, because what does Dreffen do when he full hops? He double jump dares, except this time he just lands in front of you with the tomahawk and grabs you instead. So he spent the first 30 seconds of the match doing that, so that now he's got Crudo shielding.
Look at all these downers, man. He just doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Nice DI out. Just take a little bit of percent to escape the chain grab.
Oh my God.
And now I like, Crudo finally being like, okay, if you're just going to do these down airs, I'm just going to wait them out, and then I'm going to punish.
That was so pretty, that little soft nair extension, and he goes with the wave dash off Bear again. That's been how he's gotten both of his stocks so far, although it's not quite yet.
Oh, that was a sick needle. That was such a sick needle by Crudo.
That was so cool. That was so cool.
Oh, another sick needle by Crudo. Man, so you know, if anybody has been following Dreffin for the last couple, I would say like 15 to 18 months, he's been really working on the Zelda. So the Zelda switch was like not just a recovery. I wouldn't have been surprised to see him just stay Zelda. So I love that needle by Crudo.
Grab. What's he gonna get here? Just a fair. Not the greatest DI by Crudo. I think maybe he was aiming for slide off there.
Oh, what a spot. But this is okay. So you're at, I was gonna say, you're at great enough platform positioning where you can just escape. I can't believe all of those hitboxes did not connect. Oh, nice. Just waiting that FT'd out. Yep, and the runoff fair.
Rinse and repeat. Oh, doesn't even need it. That's it. Yeah.
All right, so Dreffin. Yep. So that is again, you got your 4 stocks, right? You got 5 stocks. You got 2 from Dreffin and 3 from the real thing. So Crudo playing, more than what you would normally expect from him, and great against the real thing, and just got Dreffin, and who hasn't been there before? I can tell you from experience that if you go back, it's my first ever streamed set. Is me versus Dreffin at Sweet Prologue. It's like January 2015. I've been not playing competitively. I've been playing the game for all of maybe like 7 to 8 months, and he starts chain grabbing me when I'm at like 140%. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I've been 8 stocked 3 times in my professional Melee career, and it is KJH or So one of these things doesn't really belong there. But if you haven't been Dreffin, you really haven't been living your best Melee life.
Yeah, it's KJH, right? Because you were playing Mart. There was no reason you should have gotten 8-stocked.
All right, relax. This is my first tournament. Can you not make me feel so bad about...
I'm just saying, why are you saying it's not normal to get 8-stocked by Borp? He's basically Dreffin just boiled down to the essentials.
Yeah, he's the you've stripped everything down to the bare bones, but
you throw Dreffin in a pot and then simmer it for about 18 hours and Borp comes out.
But Dreffin's still crushing it. We haven't seen much of Borp in a while, but Dreffin's still out here. So again, we're down to 3 players left for Florida. We've got Gatsu, we've got Plup, and we've got Panda. So we see some. It looks like that we are going to see, I believe that is Panda.
Yeah, that was my instinct as well. I think Panda, from what I can remember, is pretty damn good at this matchup too.
Yeah, again, if you come up playing like with Crudo, right? I want to say that he's been playing against Crudo for 4 or 5 years, or long time. These guys have been in Central Florida, been playing against each other. And so I like this pick too for Florida's sake. You get to go somewhere like FT where you can just do your Fox Sheep things if you want to also lay off. And if you're going to play a space, like a space battle, you've got lasers are going to beat needles every day of the week. So I like this decision by Florida too. And again, I think they're also now thinking about, just kidding. Well, it's the same thing basically, just add a couple of extra platforms. But I like what Florida's thinking. They've got someone with a lot of matchup experience. But I do want to put a small caveat in that matchup experience, while it does matter a lot, Dreffin, again, not like
different beast. Different beast. Yeah,
totally
100%.
Different beast.
We've got 4 really different styles of Sheiks in this crew battle, actually, and I think that's one of the interesting reasons to, maybe put Panda here against Dreffin. Oh my god, he's dead.
Oh, he's so dead. That was so
god.
sick. The tiniest wave dash back by Dreffin to get that down smash was so good. And now Dreffin, again, now he's playing with house money. He's already got his went for it all.
Yeah. What I was saying is like Ben, Dreffin, and Crudo, all really different styles of Sheik, which makes me really excited to see later on when it feels like a Ben Plup matchup might be a little imminent, is what I'm sort of feeling in my gut.
Yeah. And those 2 guys did play, I believe, a couple of SCL qualifying tournaments. But again, we'll see when we get there. This is definitely not out of the realm for Dreffin to get 1 or 2 more stocks. He gets a dash attack knockdown, couple more, 3 more. Oh, he was thinking about a 4th one.
Oh yeah, he just does it on the platform instead. Oh my god, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, caught him coming in. Oh, no, sick angle, and does not get the opposite tech. Down smash. Just nice. He did, like, he knew that sort of wonky, a little bit more vertical angle was coming. Didn't want to get cute with the back air. And with Sheik's back air so big and comes out so quickly, there's no reason to get antsy and just, you know, hit safe, hold that ledge as long as you possibly can. Great crouch. Oh, that coming off a crouch cancel by Panda. That was sick. And here's the Zelda. Oh, and he said, I do not care.
I love this. Oh, he's still alive though. Okay. Could have been a little scary, but good stuff from Panda to close it out. That combo on the side platform had shades of
sick.
Mango versus Plup at Summit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The up smash on the side platform that killed it would have been a serious case of deja vu.
Yeah, that was again, Jeffen coming out doing what he needs to do. Gets that 5 stocks. So now Midwest up 2 stocks. And again, if you're looking at what the Midwest has in reserve, you know, maybe you put out you got Zamu, you got Ben, you got Ginger, and so I think, you know, could you put out a Fox Ditto? I think, you know, we know that Zamu's got a lot of strength in that matchup. Or this might be, I know we talked a lot about thinking, it looks like it is going to be
immediate.
Zamu.
Yeah, this makes a ton of sense because Zamu, if you guys don't know, has come up playing Fox Dittos with Shabo. You guys might have heard in that video that played before the stream. Shoutouts to JD and Wasabi of the Wannabes. If you guys don't know, they've done some interviews that are going to be playing throughout the event, and they did one with Zamu, and he said biggest influence in his Melee career, without a doubt, Shabo, because the Champagne Foxes are quite fearsome, and there was a period of time where Zamu was ranked.
Yep, I love this.
It's
he
so
was
funny.
Second in Champagne and like top 50 in the world.
Yeah, he was like 47th or something in the world, but he was second in Champagne after Shabo, who was not on the top 100.
Yep.
Yeah.
Truly a hidden boss, and it's great to see Zamu out here. He's been very active in the Slippy era as well, you know, but he's been taking names for a long time. Obviously, his I think his kind of biggest win at this point, probably when he went over to Europe and double eliminated Triff, right?
That was crazy, dude.
That was nuts.
I mean, especially because, you know, we don't always get to... Europe can sort of feel like its own little bubble sometimes, and so sometimes it's hard to gauge the skill. And so Zamu goes over and you see it, and it's like, oh my god, this is really incredible. But then, you know, the past year has been the year of Pipsqueak in Europe in some ways. He's sort of shot ahead of the rest of the pack, like Nikki and the other up-and-comers in Europe. But for the longest time, that guy, who is like one of the most rapidly improving players I've ever seen, could not get a Triff win. He has now, and he's managed to do it. But Zamu just went over there and did it, man. Like, he went over and was like, oh, you're not hanky-panky? Why do I care?
All right, so FD is the choice here. Looks like Zamu just thinks that, yep, he's going to be able to get the knockdowns. He's going to be able to get the grabs.
Ooh,
and he's already got him pushed into a corner.
I love the new school Fox stuff of instead of going for the grab there, you just tech chase with Shine. You just go for the knockdown at the low percents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and I like that. Just sometimes you got to do the just immediate side B in to escape. Oh, and that I like the Shine stall. So a lot of that times when you see those Foxes just putting out hitboxes by the ledge, like Zamu's trying to clip him with the back air, that Shine stall sweet spot double jump is such a great and important recovery tool. And great DI by Zamu to survive even with that little charge. And there it is. He just
There's a
jumps
Shine stall again.
That F tilt.
It was a beautiful little ledge dash there from him too. Oh, is that going to do it? Yes, it is.
Yep. So here is the true beauty, if Zamu can pull this off, is in a crew battle, yep, if all you need to do is get your opponent off stage. Oh, and he reversed the back air, but
but he upbees. Oh, he barely doesn't get clipped by the down tilt. This should do it. That should do it.
No, he did the roll up. Oh, 6 short by Zamu. Oh, he just rolls in, gets the knockdown. Oh, he gets another knockdown.
Oh, okay. That's gonna close it out. That was insane DI from Zamu there. For a second, something in my heart told me he was living.
Yeah, that was really, really, really close to Zamu just getting both stocks right away. So good stuff by Panda to at least get one, and potentially second here again. All you need to do is get one read. Oh, he is. I like that up there, Panda.
Nice. Oh, love the tech chases. Yeah. Zamu caught.
There it is. I was gonna say a lot of flubbing, but Zamu does get his 2-for-1. So again, now Midwest looking really good. So we know that it's got to be Gatsu or Plup. So at least if you're Florida, you're feeling like you've got two of your better players ready to go, but you're going to have them both get counterpicked, right? And so that's a thing, is that unless and this is definitely not out of the realm of possibility, is if you send in one of them and they just go off, right? There's a real chance that Plum
for sure
out here 4-stock or like doesn't lose a stock against Zamu, and then you.
Dude, I think Gatsu's one of the players who I would most believe just takes 10 stocks in a row. You know, like that guy sometimes just goes ham.
He goes super hard. Yeah, and so it'll be interesting. And so again, but seriously though, even with the caliber of players that Florida still has remaining, if you're Midwest, you got to be feeling good, right? You've got TRT taking 5, you've got Treffin taking 5, and you've got Zamu already taking 2, and he's only lost 1. So if you get even if Zamu, you know, if you lose your 3 but take 2, you're still feeling good, right? You still got Zamu taking his 4 stocks. You still got, again, counter picking, but you know, matches aren't played on paper. That's why we're out here. You know, again, if you had told me that the Midwest would be leading incrementally the entire way, you know, I probably would have been like, that's a bold take. But that's exactly what we've seen the entire way. At no point, and that's something I think that in a lot of crew battles is that, you know, even if your crew jumps out to a big lead, you need the rest of the team to keep that momentum, right? Because all it takes is, you know, let's say you build your team like TRT a 3-stock lead, but if the next 3 matches you lose 1 stock at a time, then you're going into the last match 4-4, right? So I think it's been good that the Midwest has kept the pressure on. They have kept the gas pedal to the floor. And again, when you're playing against players that Florida has been throwing out, players of that caliber, it's even more commendable to me. So
listen, nominally the gap isn't huge. You've still got 2 of the best Florida players, like you said, but really it all comes off of the back of that real thing start, because he took 5 stocks, which is like, that's okay. I did more than my job in a crew battle, except actually you did way more than your job because you 3-stocked Wizzy. That's the thing. Every one of those Wizzy stocks taken is just so gigantic because you expect that guy to be a demon.
Right. You know, if you at any point, no matter where you throw in Wizrobe, if you say like, oh yeah, by the way, Wizzy's only taking 1 stock, like that's insane to me, right? And so that is, again, huge testament to TRT in building that lead. So it is going to be Gatsu. We're going to get Gatsu and Zamu. So again, if you're Zamu here, you just get a couple more stocks, because then now, you know, I think probably one of the, you know, more common rollback slippy matchups that we see pretty much in like every East Coast tournament, you know, like winners or losers or grand finals, is Ben and Gatsu, right? We see them play all the time. And I think if you're Midwest, again, if Zamu can pick up a couple stocks here, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. So,
well, I will say though, Gatsu was Ben's bracket demon for a long time. He could not beat him in a lot of those matches in the finals that they would had. He did manage to do it a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. He finally managed to notch that win over Gatsu. But that is something to consider, that if Gatsu takes this win over Zamu, then Ben isn't quite the strong counterpick that you expect him to be, just because of player history.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we got our players ready, but we did lose our feed, so we're waiting for a little bit. But again, for those that are tuning in, thank you very much. Again, I'm Fendi. This is Zane. This is East Coast Cruise Finals here at Rollback Rumble, the big one. Again, a Smash Summit 11 qualifier. And I know that our good friends on production would, you know, be at least a little disappointed if we didn't use some of this downtime to shout out some of our sponsors. And so I think a couple
What's
of
the chat command again? Someone in chat, type it. Is it sponsors? I'm going to try it. Sponsors. It didn't work.
So already, let's just at least talk about some of the fundraisers. So again, we can do exclamation point donate. That will show you some of you've got your Rollback Rumble IRL. So 30% of donations will go to all future event venue expenses. You know, you've also, the 30% of the donations will go to the Big One team. So that's going to be staff, production, TOs, project leads. 20% of donations are going to go to the MATE. And so that's the Museum of Art and Digital Entertainment, obviously a very famous venue.
Amazing venue, I can say, having gone to many locals there.
And then the other 20% of donations, so they go to a memorial fund of Sincera Zero, also known William Ma. So he was one of SoCal's most active TOs and one of the scene's most kind and welcoming individuals. You can also do exclamation point memorial to directly donate. But we're into it, I think. I think this is it. And already Zamu just putting on a little bit of a show again, man. These Midwestern space animals showing that they are not afraid of Falcon. As he just waits and does nothing.
Yeah, he was going for, I think Zamu has shown that he's very... Oh, Gatsu! But he's trying for Zamu, but he's still gonna...
Oh, but he fast fell.
Yeah. But I think Zamu has shown that he's really willing to play a tech chase style when he gets a knockdown, and so if he'll try and get the up smash on reaction, he'll try and do that out of the crouch instead of just trying to hit you and read you. And Gatsu has a little bit of that in him too. We've seen he's notorious for being 20 GX, but he'll also let it fly.
Yep. And I actually really like that stomp attempt, even though he got Firefox. He's trying to just pick up. When you're at a deficit like this in a crew battle, you got to do what you can to make your stocks quick and efficient. And so, here we go. Oh, but great SDI in on that shine by Gatsu. You saw that he was setting up for a down tilt to try and pop him up. But again, Zamu looking really strong. He's like, I was gonna say one quick back air, one narrow way. And now he's already done, again, everything that you could possibly have asked for him. He's got 2 stocks from Gatsu and very much in play to get a third. It feels like Gatsu hasn't been able to get any entrance. He hasn't been getting.
He's just not getting in, man. He's not getting in. Yeah, and I feel like
he's just running around him.
I feel like Zamu just knows what he's gonna do. He's got him pinned down so much of the time. Gatsu was rolling a lot on the stock before this, and now Zamu's just sort of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, do it. You deserve it. You deserve it. 100%.
And so now, even if Gatsu's able to close this out, which is clearly not an easy feat because of the way that Zamu is playing. Oh, that was a nice
shout outs to JoJo. Shout outs to JoJo. That's that shield pivot, shield drop knee. That's the JoJo.
All right, big moment here for Gatsu. He gets the stomp. He gets the jab reset.
He needs this.
Oh my god.
Another grab.
And that was he just went up there and got him on the platform and. I was gonna say he's going out there for it. Oh my god.
Falcon in the corner.
And there's the back there. All right, so Gatsu does get the stock, but Zamu getting 3 back from Gatsu. And so now if you're the Midwest, you got to be feeling really great. You could put out either player, and you'll get Plup. Plup gets a counter pick, right? So it's all good. You've got 8 stocks to play with against 5. And it'll be interesting to see if you decide to go with, I think you had a great point about going with Ben as a potential player demon, but it's just 1 stock, right?
And Fendi, it's their 2 best players. It's Ginger and Ben. It's the 2 strongest players on the Midwest left. I think you go. I think that you go Ben. I actually agree with you. I think you go Ben because I think that you obviously want the counter pick for the non-ditto. Right?
Yeah.
You want Ginger to be able to counterpick Plup. So I think it's Ben all the way here.
I think so too. Man, so this is again as good as you could ask for as a performance so far from the first 3 Midwestern players. Again, you saved your 2 best players for last, and it worked out perfectly. You got the performances, the dream performances that you could possibly have asked for from the rest of the players. So it is going to be Ben to clean up this last stock, and so we'll see if Gatsu can pick up 1, maybe 2 if he starts to get hot. We saw a real glimpse of what Gatsu is capable of doing on that last stock, right? We saw him get the knockdowns and stomps and the knees, and it got a little dicey there at the end. Zamu was almost able to close that out, but it's going to take a really Herculean effort from this last stock of Gatsu and Plup. And so this will be, again, if you're Ben, you get to take it wherever you want. For 1, you really got to, in a weird way, you can't overthink this. You can't start thinking about how you're going to play against Plup. You have to be like, okay, I've got a ton of experience playing against Gatsu. I know what he's going to be looking for. And so I just got to do my best. And I got to, even if you lose 1 stock, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. But you have to be, pretty crisp, and you have to think about, just don't get flustered. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just take that stock. And then when you're going against Plup, you're like, all right, I'm kind of playing with house money, right? If you're Ben, because you're like, I got a player in Ginger's caliber who's just so good, right? Also running top 10, arguably in the world right now. And so to be able to give him your counter pick and potentially, you know, as many stocks as you could possibly give him is going to be great. So here we are, battlefield for the last stock for Gatsu. And we'll see if Ben can clean it up, or if Gatsu can make Plup's task a little bit, instead of just monumentally hard, just titanically hard instead.
Yeah, turn it from Herculean into, I don't know, Achillean? I don't know what the lesser version of Herculean is. Oh, that's big! That's big! Love
That was
that!
so big. I like that he just waited just long enough to get that knee at the maximum knockback point to be able to kill it at a high 60%. And so already Gatsu got one.
Yeah, he's gonna
see him. Yep.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, that was cheeky.
God.
If that was a next level bait, yeah.
What a bait.
Ben's missing a couple of critical opportunities. Oh, but here he's got another one. Sick drift.
That's good. Yeah. Okay, one stock from Gatsu. You would have liked to see more there if you want Plup to be able to win it, but hey, at least he doesn't go down with the duck there.
Yeah. All right, so it is 7 stocks, 3 stocks of Ben and 4 stocks of Ginger for Plup. And it's, again, not impossible. We saw him pull off 8 or 9 stocks earlier in the crew bracket. Bleh.
Dude, Plup has been saying it's easy in chat for the last like 15 minutes. He's just been saying this looks free, easy. But I genuinely, and then spamming Plup MS, his smiley face. But I genuinely don't know if he means to win or to lose, because as soon as Wizzy lost, Plup said, "Good guy, Wizzy, making it so we don't have to play Cross Coast Cruise." So maybe Plup will take 7 stocks and then be like, "I'm done. I don't want to play."
Yeah, but can you imagine? Like, it's gonna be Cross Coast regardless. But I think, in terms of like, it could have been like the furthest points, right? If Florida had won. And PNW wins. Yeah, that is like the farthest possible that you could have for a cross-country crew battle connection, which would have been a fun 80 ping minimum kind of event, and you get to see a lot of.
I totally forgot that Plup is Fox. He's locked Fox for this.
I just didn't even know that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he locked Fox, which I think is probably a better situation to be in right now than your Sheik.
I think so too. In this specific instance, where you're down a bunch of stocks, and it's going to be a lot easier to pick up game opportunities as Fox. All you got to do is get a couple of shines. Particularly, if he can, let's say he comes out and he 3 stocks Ben again.
Yeah, just loses 1.
Right, he loses 1, and then all of a sudden you've got 4 stocks Ginger, 3 stocks Plup, and you get 2 shines.
And in a matchup where I think the counter pick is, we were talking about it as if it was going to be the Sheik, and there's a pretty strong counter pick for Falco there, a pretty obvious choice in going to FD. It's way less of I can't find the word I'm looking for, but just a really guaranteed strong position to be in with the counter picks if it's Falco versus Fox as opposed to Falco versus Sheik.
Yeah. All right, so it looked like they were getting more of the Run Yoshis, but it's going to be Pokemon for the starter. Ben's got to drop a stock.
All right.
So, Fox. Here we go.
Come on, I love that. While running up tilt, that's the Plup. That is the Plup. Oh, this is looking good so far already. Just the way Plup is moving, you know what I mean? The way he's moved is something I like quite a bit right now.
Yeah, he basically, Ben just stuck in the corner, both sides of the map. He cannot escape. Great onset tech, but again, we're ready for that. We're ready for that in 2021.
Okay, wait a second. Let me sit up straight in my seat right now. I'm feeling something with the way Plup's playing right now.
Nice SCR by Ben to get out of that drill, and again, Plup doing just enough to get in and out. He baits out that spot dodge, but no punish.
Dude, Ben actually looks like he doesn't know what to do. Not to like, no shade to Ben, but he looks a little bit like, how is this guy moving so fast?
Yep. Oh, nice fade back by Ben. And Plup is just all over him. I love that air dodge on, just enough space. Oh, and there you go. You got to find something. Oh, he misses his wave dash out of shield.
See, that's the thing I'm talking about. I think he's flustered. And how could you not be when he's playing like this? Okay, well. All right.
Yep, nice nair on a shield, and that time the equivalent of waiting a little dash dance. But again, Plup, if Plup can get the stock, we could see 4 stocks to 4.
Yeah, we could.
Oh.
Oh, okay. This should be it. SDI.
Oh.
He jumps into the needle, though. He jumps into the needle. That was huge.
Yeah, that was a sick needle by Ben, and that was big. You gotta just be like, all right, I got one. Here, he gets a grab. Let's see if he can get a tech chase.
Wait a second. Ben loves to go for those up smashes. I ran into him on net play the other day, and I never taken place against this guy, okay?
All right, you did a good job getting some quick percent. Oh, sick. The run-up crouch cancel by Plup.
Run up ASDI down. Oh, that was so good. And now he's got Sheik at such a nice percent where he can combo into something that could be a potential finisher. But he's also at potential death percent. Knockdown. Not quite. Takes the jump.
Oh, he didn't just up smash him? Oh, what an SDI by Ben. That was so big. This is a huge moment if Plup gets stock.
That's
wow.
it. Oh, he can do it. He can do it, man.
He could do it. That is so big. If Ben could have gotten that last stock, the difference in a 3 stock to 4 and a 2 stock to 4 finale is so massive. And after Ben, did just enough to keep surviving, wasn't able to get that last stock, that would have been such a big moment for him. And instead, very much alive for Plup. Very much possible for Plup. But, Ginger's got to feel at least pretty good. He's got counter pick, and he gets to go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
But wow, that was a Plup showing that those easies in chat were not being facetious. He's like, no. I got it.
You can never tell behind the face of Plup MS exactly what he's thinking. Chroma and some other people in chat sweating. I know, because they were betting to win big on the Midwest right now, and suddenly that's looking a bit less likely.
I wonder if what the odds were. I know that the predictions were running pretty early on, and again, Midwest holders probably were looking pretty happy after the first few rounds, but now you got to feel a little nervous. Like let's say right now, for Chroma's sake in the chat.
Let's say, Fendi.
Let's say you put in 1,500, on the Midwest. And let's say I come out here saying, I'll give you 2,500, and you don't need to worry about who wins. Whereas you could stand to win, I don't know, it's probably like 3-1, 4-1 on the Midwest.
Yeah, something like that.
I would hedge my bet if I'm being honest. Like Plup, clearly looking strong. Again, Ginger's a great player. This is by far his most practiced matchup.
Wait. Are they going to Fountain? I thought Ginger hates the stage.
I don't think so. Yeah,
Ginger hates
I
the stage, doesn't he?
I don't think they're going here.
Okay.
I don't think they're going here because Ginger's already got percent. So my guess is that they're just, they just connected.
Yeah. So. Fair enough. I think the traditional counter pick in this matchup these days, it seems like the Falcos like Stadium is where they like to go a lot of the time. I know I like that stage a lot. So, but really, I mean, I think really. The stages in this matchup come down more to how the players are going to play. And we know that Ginger plays a very disciplined neutral style, but also that he's explosive on platforms in using them as part of his punish game. His platform movement is so fast. I don't really see him as an FD type Falco a lot of the time just because he has such crazy mix-ups and extensions on the platforms. And honestly, I think Fox is very good on FD against Falco, to be honest. So,
it looks like we're waiting for Ginger to show up and start moving around a little bit. So you must be pretty. I mean, this is wild to me that we did not see a single Marth. Sad boys for me. And I think there's only one Marth on both of these crews. Period. I know Kuyashi and one of the members of the Midwest crew, but a lot of Falco. Got a couple of strong Falcos on the Midwestern roster, and what we got. 2 Foxes, 2 Falcons, and a Sheik from Florida, right?
3. Oh, just for Florida. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and I guess they had Mewtwo King, but Mewtwo King could have, you could pick whatever.
We have no idea. Yeah. Right. Wild card.
Yeah.
I've never thought of M2K as Charlie Kelly before, but when you take the wild card aspect into account, it's a consideration you have to think about.
All right, so we are, Stadium is the choice. Plup gonna to lose that first stock. But this is it. This is for a spot in Crew's Grand Finals. Going to be played here tomorrow on BTS Smash. And 3 stocks to 4. Ginger gets the first opening. I love that he does the double shine.
Double shine. Yep, I was gonna point that out. That is something Ginger's been experimenting with a lot recently. Ginger's sort of feeling himself. What can Plup do? He can get shined is what he can do. He can get down throw. F tilted. Shoutouts to Shy PF on Twitter. It works on platforms, you guys. It's true. That was so smart by Ginger.
Oh, and the laser's getting exactly what he needed. He gets the back air. That was a brutal opening from Ginger. You were right. He was feeling himself. If that roll read had hit, like, that would have been it. Plup should just quit out. But still fighting. He gets the full hop out. Oh, and I like he knew that the snap to leg was coming, but didn't quite get the F tilt out in time.
Grounded shine out of shield. Oh, goes for the knockdown with the reverse fair, which I really like that decision because you're not going to kill the Falco at that percent, but if you can get a little bit more percent and then get a reset, then yeah, you can kill him.
Yep. Oh, I love that up tilt by Ginger, catching Plup coming down from that platform. And now he's just holding that center stage, throwing out the back airs. Yep, one more time. Gets
Yo, Plup was looking so hot, but Ginger says, I'm on a different level, man.
Yep. Oh, look at that speed. He's just refuting to seed any ground, and Ginger looking really, really primed to close this out. He's got 3 stocks to 1. He gets another combo. He's got Plup off stage, 2 lasers, and gets the charge F smash.
That's got to do it, right? He's still
he's
no
just
jump.
Still playing with the spoon. Oh, that's it. That's how it's gonna end.
Not a chance. Ginger takes it. Midwest wins the East Coast finals of crew battles. They'll go on to play whoever wins the West Coast after this. Pretty big upset, if I gotta say, and it came on the back of the Falcos, man. It's Ginger and the real thing who you have to thank if you're a Midwestern fan.